At least 8 people have died as a siege continues at Afghanistan's largest military hospital. An explosion and gunfire have been heard at the Sardar Daud Khan facility in the capital, Kabul. The Defense Ministry says gunmen have entered the building dressed in medical clothing. According to one doctor, one was a suicide bomber. The army has cordoned off the area, which is near the U.S. Embassy.
I was at the operation theater when a suicide bomber wearing a doctor white uniform entered and opened fire on me. When he fired on me, I fell down on the ground. Then the attacker shot my colleague. Somehow, I escaped using a back exit.
Well, let's get straight to Bilal Sarwary, who can join us now live from the Afghan capital. Hi, Bilal. We're hearing Afghan special forces have actually entered the hospital itself. Can you confirm that?
Yes, we can. The hospital is not very far from where I'm standing. I'm not sure if you can see, but that's that building in the background. We have seen elite Afghan special forces on the 6th floor. We have seen them on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's a very chaotic situation. You have many wounded Afghan soldiers. You have many Afghan doctors. I was able to speak to one doctor who's injured but managed to get out. He said the attackers posed as doctors, and when he left the hospital room, the operation room, he thought he was dealing with a fellow doctor until he was shot at. We know from Afghan special forces that the attackers are using hand grenades, and it's an ongoing situation. A while ago, I spoke to a counterterrorism official who said at least 8 people are confirmed killed, at least 20 people are injured, but he said these are initial figures, that he feared that there would be more casualties and fatalities. I was also able to visit an area almost 400 meters away from the hospital, close to the U.S. Embassy, where I saw a lot of mothers crying, wives, sisters, people coming, trying to find out what exactly is happening to their loved ones. And unfortunately, this is a huge tragedy for the Afghan National Security Forces, a force that's already demoralized, a force that is often let down on the front lines, whether that's the issue of commanders stealing from their food or them not getting their salaries on time. So of all the places, these wounded members of the Afghan National Army felt safe, it was this hospital, the main military hospital, and there are 24-hour guards, guard towers guarding the hospital, which is in quite a huge area.
It's increasingly difficult circumstances then for the Afghan military, and there's been this increase in attacks in Kabul in areas that were supposed to have been more secure. Why this deterioration in security in the capital?
One explanation that many critics offer, that is the constant security and intelligence failures, because you have to now ask a question, well, at least 7 attackers armed with small and heavy weapons, with hand grenades, how did they get in so close? What about those watchtowers? What about those surveillance balloons that are operating in this area by the Americans? What about those intelligence operatives in plain clothes? And in the hospital itself has been attacked a few years ago when we saw gunmen getting into the hospital. So unfortunately for the Afghan soldiers, unfortunately for the families of those affected, we continue to see utter incompetence. We see a catalog of errors when it comes to these security and intelligence failures.
But as for the hospital, very quickly, Bilal, is it imminently to be under the control of the Afghan military again?
It is an ongoing situation. I can hear gunshots, both heavy machine guns, a couple of hand grenades have been tossed. What we can confirm that ambulances have been ferrying those wounded in the attack. We still don't have a clear situation. Obviously, the Afghan special forces are engaging the attackers. We still don't know how many attackers are still alive, but most people are waving for help from the 5th and 6th floors.
Okay, Bilal, we'll be checking in with you as this story develops.